I've listened to your feedback about the music and the audio. Someone told me that the intro music was really off-putting, and so I'm now changing it to this new song, so I hope you like that. And there will be much less music underneath my talking, and hopefully that will make everything better. Hi, I'm Tara Finley. Welcome back to another Eternal Bookstore Book Nook customization and building. In the last video, we put wallpaper on the second floor. I had shown that I had cut out a window and I started to put together the little chest, but I lost my footage. Today we're going to continue with the map cabinet and maps and start to put things into the scene. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just coloring in the blonde wood portions of the little map cabinet, and I'm having quite a bit of trouble getting the map cabinet to go together. And after I struggle with it for a little while, I figured out that the order in which this particular piece gets put together actually matters. They market this Book Nook as a three-dimensional puzzle, and this is the first time that that's actually felt like a puzzle to me. All right, here's what we're going to do. Take the back off. Put the two sides together first with the curves in the front. Right? Then the back goes on. That's easier. Boy, this is really fiddly, this little thing. There we go. All right. And now we just need to put the front on, and that's this. And then once I get that all together, I'm going to assess if I need to glue this together or not. I'm going to take the dark. I'm just going to do the top like that. And this curve. That looks nice. All right. Do I need to glue this together? Probably, but I'm not going to. All right, now it wants me to cut the maps and roll them up and put them in. And it says that the maps are on paper 2. So here's paper 2. And here are the maps. They're not actually maps, though. As I look at them, they're like newspapers or something. So I'll cut these off. I'm going to leave paper 2 on there just so I don't forget what paper it is. Okay. For those of you who are following along and making the kit with me, I'm going to start speeding up some of the boring, repetitive things. Here you're going to see me cutting out a map on a page that I printed out myself. So don't go looking for that paper in your kit. If you want, you can print anything you want out to put into this little cabinet. I'm aging the papers by adding a little bit of soft pastel to the back. You could add a little bit of paint, and then I'm rolling them with the good side facing out so that you can see what they are. I'm going to tie them together with a very fine gold thread, but you could always glue them together. If you don't have soft pastels, don't worry. If you're going to be doing miniatures moving forward, they're really great to have. And I'm probably just going to use Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue because Turbo Tacky Glue is thick and dries fast. I would never use super glue for anything involving paper. Super glue is not really conducive to paper gluing. If I could say anything to the manufacturers of this kit, I would say please put the books closer together so that one scissor width is all I need to cut one of those out. Here you see me cutting out some of the book covers that I made myself in order to replace the misspelled book covers such as Shakespeare that come with the kit. So there it is, Austen, Sense and Sensibility. And if I wrap it around there, you can read Austen on the side, on the spine, and you can see the cover on the front. Now, here's the Aleene's Turbo Tacky Glue. I'm going to use a toothpick Some people call these cocktail sticks, and I don't need much. I'm just going to place some glue along the front edge of the book, and then I'm going to get the book cover and come in like so. Just glue that on there. Most books don't have perfectly flat spines, so I like to leave a little curve there on the spine so that when the books are next to each other on the shelf, they look more natural. So get your books ready, and I guess I'll stop the video here and come back when it's time to place them where we're going to place them. After I get a bunch of these cut out, I'm just laying them down with the right side up, putting a line of glue just towards the edge there, situating one of the books on there and letting them dry. And then once I get all of those dry, then I can come along and just put the glue on, fold them over, and clamp them all together and let that dry. And that'll speed this along. Which says we've done the books. Now we're going to do step 17, which is on board D. This is D111, D3, and D4. So D111, 3, and 4. First, we're going to put them little shelves in. And then we're going to snap all this together because see how that goes? It goes in there. Come on. Oh, it's not easy sometimes. Okay, those. All right, so that's a corner, and then it says, oh, there's D5, which goes across the bottom now. Oh, 5 has a cute little diamond pattern. Okay. That's D5. Okay, yep. And then it says, freely place the prepared books on the shelf. Use 15 wooden books and 3 folding books. And then once you've done that, you're going to cover them with a filigree facing and a lid on the top. And it's going to get glued right here. If it's a 6 or a 9, so there's D6. And that's going to go here. That will go there. This will go here. Thusly. That's kind of weird though, isn't it? All right, 15 wood books. So here are the wood books. And I'm going to probably pick the ones I don't care as much about. If you decide to customize this book nook into something like Harry Potter-ish or like into Hogwarts or something, you may want to save some space in this cabinet before you put it together for things like potions or crystal balls or anything like that that you might want to have poking out through those pretty filigree doors. I may not follow this rule. I haven't glued all of them because I'm not sure how they're going to be constructed yet. All right, so there's no side on this cabinet because it's going to butt up against this wall on the side here. So I will try to glue these. Okay, there it is. Not bad. All right, and then it wants me to put this into place now. So I'm gonna find paper 3 here. And that's this, that's left over. And it wants me to cut those papers out, and it wants me to just randomly paste them on the wall or table. And it says remain 2 larger posters. For step 51 right there. Now, I'm not entirely sure I want these papers glued to the wall, so I'm not gonna do it. Well, unfortunately, none of the footage of me putting the book cabinet or the little table into the scene was in the shot. So you can see them here, and you can see that I put a butterfly collection and a little butterfly journal on the table rather than pasting those random posters everywhere. I'm going to share with you how I made this butterfly collection, and I used scrap from the kit for the frame. And that's going to be coming in another video. I'm going to do a separate standalone video on how to do that and how to do the little journal and the little plants and everything that you see extra in here. So stay tuned for that. Next is D13, and that is a ladder. So all I really need to do is sand off the tabs and color in the edges to cover up the tab. This ladder makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It is completely out of scale to this book nook, and in a future video I make a full-size sliding library ladder, and that just fits so much better than this little ladder, which I don't end up using. And the next thing is to build the entire fireplace, and the fireplace goes down here. Okay, so let's build that. Oh, I broke it. Okay. In some ways, I'm glad that happened, because this happens all the time with kits. So I pushed E4 through there, and there was a lot of detail, and some of the detail broke off. So all I have to do, first of all, is take off this excess and then figure out where that detail went. Okay, and luckily for me, part of the detail, part of the detail is still visible. So let's see here. Which side is the right side? That's the right side. And then I think if we just go, here we go, I've got it. It goes like this. I was able to glue this little detail on, but if this happens to you and the little face of one of the pieces comes off, you can always use one of your stain markers, or in this case, this thing looks gold. I could have used my gold marker just to fill that in. Another piece, kind of the face of it broke off, so I'm just using my little tweezers here and a little bit of tacky glue to glue it back in place. Tweezers are an absolutely essential tool for making miniatures, and the tweezers I have here are regular old like cosmetic tweezers, but they have a very pointy tip. You can just come in and touch it up with your stain marker. All right, so those are going to have to dry. So while I'm waiting for those to dry, I also need D8, D7, D8. Oh, I see. D8 is, so again, sometimes these pieces are, we've got all these in the middle here, but D8 is the frame around that piece and the frame around that piece, which means that this piece here is going to have to come out, and this piece is going to be, this piece here is going to be scrap. But look, you can use this on some other project similar to these filigree pieces, right? Now, what we're doing here is we're building the fireplace. So this is the time to decide if you want the fireplace. The fireplace has a fake fire painted onto E5. Now, I made a fireplace in my Georgian room box that had twinkling frames made by some LED lights, some Christmas LED lights. So what I would do for that, those have to dry and I don't want to disturb them too much. Let's lay this down. Is first I would kind of lay out all these pieces here, and it looks like they all just lean up against this. So these two go on either side like this. So that's our width of our fireplace. And then where does it looks like that takes up the entire wall. So let me pull this in so you can see. So it takes up the entire wall. So then if I want fire to come in, I would decide where on that I might want that to happen. And I would just draw a couple of circles. So maybe a semi-triangular formation based on where the flames are there. And I would drill holes through that. Then on the other side here, I can fish through my LED lights. Let me show you what that looks like on my Georgian room box. So here's the control. So we'll turn this on. And then I have to click it however many times that I want. I think I like, let's see. Let's look at the fireplace while I do this. 1. So that is twinkle. 2 is glisten, or 3 is glisten, which is kind of okay for a fire. 4 is waves, and that's a little too fast. 5 is sequential, and that's a little too slow. 6 is chase, and that's too. 7 is fade, and 8 is combination. So I think twinkle, or no, fade, glisten, number 3, glisten. And I've also got it kind of positioned through other places in the room behind my candle sconces and my candlestick on my pie crust table. So if I move everybody here out of the way so I can show you the back of my room box. You can see this. I have a short called Quick and Dirty room box lighting, but I'll just bring you behind here so you can see that the rest of the lights are there. They're in these clusters together, and I've only used individual ones going through holes, and I've taped them behind. So I'm probably going to harvest these lights temporarily from here to put into the Eternal Bookstore. All right, here you see me using my cordless drill to drill holes through the plate that has the fireplace picture on it. I started out drilling from back to front, but then I realized I should drill from front to back so that I don't screw up the printing. The other thing I should have done is I should have glued this into the book nook and drilled through it then so that the holes would be lined up. You want to use a drill bit that is a little bit bigger around than the lights themselves so they fit through easily. I'll add the lights when I'm done. I had to cut a little piece off of this so that it would fit up against the chair rail that I made. Here are going to go on top of that. Do they also need to be cut? And I think they do. Yeah, they do. Okay, no problem. So we'll set this aside again. What we have to do is put this together upside down. I think I'll just go ahead and glue it together, and then I'll cut it once it's glued together and it's strong. D21, D20, and F2. Alright, that entire thing can now be glued together. I'm probably going to glue it into place. I'm making the assumption that as you go through this process, you are becoming more familiar with sanding off the little tabs and putting the colors on the edges. And so I'm not going to get into detail on that anymore. I'm using tacky glue to glue these mantles on because I just feel like tacky glue works better than the super glue. You don't want to remove the protective cover from the mirror until you've already stuck it to the board. What you see me removing is just the part that covers up the sticker. Okay, push this down. It fits right over the mirror there. That gets glued to the fireplace, like so, like that. And then in the picture, it has us putting silly candles on top of there, and we're not going to do that. So we're not doing these silly candles. So that is installed. And now there's even a further thing that goes on the top of the fireplace mantle. Where it goes, right there. Okay, perfect. All right, that's good. Okay, so let's find the railing. So the railing is C21, C20, and C19. So we're gonna pick this up. Hopefully that's dry enough. We're gonna be working right here. So this is C21. And how does it go? Yeah, so there's a slightly wider part at the top here than at the bottom. And this is going to go here. And it goes right up against the wall. Let's see. Looks that way. Right on the edge here. Little railing. And again, I'm going to color the opposite ends of these because you can see them. Yeah, it's putting color on the floor. So don't put the color on the bottom of your railings that you're going to put the super glue on because it's going to bleed the color onto the floor, okay? And then this one goes right here. All right, we've got that all in place, and now it's having us build the furniture that we already built, and it's having us install the furniture that we already built with a silly little paper rug, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put that furniture in later. So right now is building a whole other bookcase. I'm going to be done. I think I'm done for today. I'm pretty excited about everything that's there. All right, so we've got the left wall and the upstairs pretty much complete. Coming up next is the right wall, but before I share that video, I'm going to share a couple of the special DIYs I did for this, like the butterfly collection and the plants. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Please like and subscribe. Take care.